Don't know why this looks so funny.
We started.
Yeah, we've been rolling. I just kind of rolled it.
We're rolling. Okay, so this episode we want to talk about procrastination. No? Productivity.
Yeah. But they kind of go hand in hand, right?
Oh, they do a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should talk about...
I think we should bring this just a little bit closer.
Okay, you do that. There.
Mm-hmm.
Productivity... Don't look at my productivity hacks. Productivity hacks that we use and how we stay focused on things, or try to stay focused.
Try to stay focused. I think that's the...
Try. The emphasis on try.
Yeah. Okay, what surprising things do you think make you more productive?
One of mine is music without lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like if I sit down, I actually get quite excited about putting my music in and just being like zoning out the rest of the world. But I can't have lyrics, otherwise, well, I probably just start singing, which will annoy everyone. It can't have lyrics because then it's just like you're picking up on the words that it's using.
Yeah. Interestingly, apparently, people who are really good at music, so not me, also can't listen to music without lyrics because they can think about like what note is being played. Because the point is that you're distracted by what someone's saying or the input that's coming in. Whereas if you don't really understand music anyway, which I don't understand, it sounds nice.
Yeah.
So I listen to Kaigo Piano Study. Like I think I've listened to that. It's like a 3-hour mix. I think I've listened to it like, I don't know, 300 times or something. Like, mad. You know, that Spotify Unwrapped thing as well.
Yeah.
And weird, I normally listen on YouTube, but I do listen on Spotify sometimes. That was like my most listened to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, no, you've made me listen to that before. It is good though. It's very summer vibes. I like it.
It's good.
Mine's drum and bass.
Yeah, slightly different.
Very different.
Slightly different.
But the bad thing is, actually, I can't remember who it was. We were working with someone in a coffee shop and I had my tunes on, but I think I move to the music and it really annoys people. And you've picked me up on it before and I'll just be like bobbing my head.
Oh no, that doesn't annoy me. I just think it's funny. I'll just see you over there.
Anyway.
Yeah, I like that one. Definitely. Do you know what I've noticed with that specific... I've actually not listened to it for a while, but that specific piece of music now, it's like it gets you in the zone as well because you correlate it with... Same with like we always go to a coffee shop, right? And you have your coffee and you've got your headphones on. It's like the routine of it. So you've set yourself up for it.
Yeah.
And then I think that music also, if you're used to listening to that and studying at the same time, like it kind of gets you, or studying, whatever, working. So
don't buy you Kaigo tickets because then you'll go to the
I'll be like, get my laptop out.
Working in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, what's yours? Hit me.
Okay, one of mine is to stop looking for productivity hacks.
Okay, nice.
And by that I don't mean like little things like maybe listening to music or something, but I think there are some people that are so obsessive with it, they spend more time planning, trying to be productive than actually being productive. So like, yeah, well, I've got this 5-system process to, I don't know, plan out my whole day. And I also have a sleep schedule that goes with it. And then I've got this notes form for this kind of content that then moves over to this kind of content. And then once I've done that, I've also got notes for like this business idea and blah, blah. And it's like, they're all on different apps. They're all different processes. You're spending more time planning than you are actioning.
Yeah.
So I think your productivity can't start being less productive because you're now spending so much time on like making it look pretty and having like nice, you know, remember when you were at school and there'd be someone who was like, oh, I'm going to do like a mind map. And, you know, you'd come back around and they'd be like, what have you done? Like, I've made this really pretty color-coded study plan so I know what I'm doing each day. And you're
someone
like...
came to mind as soon as you said that.
Yeah, there's always fucking someone who's like, oh, I've got all these different color-coded things and blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but you've done nothing. So there does need to be a bit of a balance between the two. And I think people, and myself included, like sometimes you need to come back and remind yourself, what's the definition of productive? You know, it's like the output compared to the time that you're putting in. It's not the total output. It's not the total time. It's the output compared to the time. And it's making sure that you're doing the right things with that time.
Yeah.
So I think two things there is like, don't spend too much time trying to be productive that you don't actually do anything, or like planning your productivity. And then make sure that you're doing the right things. There's no point getting busy doing the wrong things. Or like the ego hit that you get of being like, oh, I did all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but none of that actually pushes you forward in the direction that you want to go. So it's nice that you ticked it off, but like, make sure you're doing the right shit.
But doing it, so on that point, is there so many like productivity hacks and everything out there, and it's like, oh yeah, you've seen someone else do it that looks really nice and it looks pretty and like it works for them, but if I just an example of me, like if I tried to do it, it wouldn't work for me. Like I say there's a new way of writing your notes down, doing this and that. Maybe it's fancy, it'll work once, but I much prefer just opening my Apple Notes because it's convenient for me and just writing in it rather than having to get this new thing that, like, there's this software called Asana.
Yeah, tried it,
been there, didn't work. It's better for teams, I get it, but like, yeah, that is what works for you and not what other people are doing and just copying them.
Yeah, and then you end up with all these notes that you never get back to because you've got like a Notion and Asana and your normal notes app and a piece of paper that you lost, and it's like, yeah, you just need to.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Thanks.
I've done an Emma. I've made a thing. I've made an approach.
Oh.
So we've got a 10-80-10 approach.
10-80-10?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like it already. It's got numbers in it.
Yeah, I know. So 10-80-10 approach is using, so this one's all about using AI to help you and assist you to make you a bit more efficient and productive. I'll explain me going through the process of 10-80-10. So the 10 is me going onto LinkedIn, wanting to write a post, and I know what I want to write about, but it's just in the form of a list. So I'll just write down, want to write about XYZ. I want it to include this, 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 and this. I really like this concept. And then going into ChatGPT, for example, using an AI software, giving it that, and saying, you're a LinkedIn expert, help me write this post that I want to write about. It's got everything that I want to write about. It'll spit out something. Maybe it'll be a bit wrong, and that's where the extra 10% comes in. And that's where I would go in and edit it and make it more like me and how I would talk. And then
so the 10 is...
The 10's the initial notes, the prompt that you're giving it.
That's the 10% of the effort.
Yeah.
And then 80 is like, AI is going to give you 80% of the bulk.
Yeah.
And then the 10% is you're going to make it back to your own style and what you want.
What she said.
I like it.
Do you like it? Do you like 10-80-10?
Yeah, I do.
Catch on.
10-80-10. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I think it is such a useful tool to synthesize stuff like that. But then obviously add your own spin on it.
That's
and also make sure that, like, depending on what you're using it for as well, like I think if you're using it to make some forms of content, it's not a big deal, but like other forms that actually need to be right.
Oh yeah, if you're trying to do something factual and so you could get picked up on it, like putting in numbers in there. Yeah, please double check them.
Anytime I've asked it to make a graph, the graph is completely wrong. Like, I put in like a really ugly graph because most research, like the graphs are so ugly, and I was like, "Can you just make this like modern?" And it had all the numbers and stuff on it, and it was just like completely wrong. And then I was like, "These numbers are wrong," and it was like, "Oh, sorry, let me check again." And it was again completely wrong. So just check, like everything you're doing, like make sure you check it.
Yeah.
Automating decisions.
What do you mean?
So it might be like the 3-to-1 method of eating. I think one of the main benefits, obviously I talk about it in relation to fat loss, but one of the main benefits is it will make you so much more productive. Because now you're not stopping for breakfast and being like, what will I have for breakfast? And you're not stopping for lunch and being like, oh, there's so many options for lunch. It's like pre-make the decision, just have the same thing.
Yeah.
And then like once you're chilled out in the evening, maybe you have something that's a little bit different. But I think with so many things, like you've got so many decisions to make, you only have, in my opinion, so many good decisions a day and so much brain power a day. Like how much of that do you want to spend on different things? Same kind of idea as like people wearing the same t-shirt every day. Like I'm just going to get up and wear a black t-shirt. Yeah. Now I don't have to think about my outfit for the day. And sometimes I do think that I was going to say attractive. That's not necessarily true. Attractive people can also wear black t-shirts. But like, you know, girls that put in like a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, they'll do their hair a certain way. Obviously, I've styled mine today. I hope that you like it.
Me too.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But like they'll do their hair a certain way. They'll do all their makeup. They might have their nails done, you know, and then they're looking at the outfit they're going to wear and stuff. I'm like, that is so much time, effort, and decisions that need to be made. I'm like, imagine you put that into something else.
Yeah. No, I totally.
So, like, I guess it's pre-making decisions now. One of the most frequent decisions that we make is around food and what we're going to eat.
Yeah.
But even just things like, like what you're going to wear, what you're going to eat, most of that should be preset.
Yeah. I think we're both good at that as well.
I'm actually wearing jeans today.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
That's only because I had a slight accident and I pissed myself. Yeah. So I couldn't wear the piss trousers, and now I have to wear jeans. But normally I wear the same clothes every day.
And I think we eat very much
same
thing.
Like breakfast most days, same lunch most days, same coffee.
But you're right, like that does take. There's so much decision making in that. It's like when you open Netflix. Oh my god, there's nothing worse than scrolling. Like you'll sometimes spend I will sometimes spend like half an hour trying to find something.
Yeah, and then I think part of that is like, well, what if there's something better? Because remember, if stuff was on TV, you'd just be like, oh, it's on TV, I'll just watch it. You wouldn't. That decision has been taken away from you because you're like, this is what's on TV. You might have 5 choices of your 5 channels or whatever, right? But now you've got literally anything on Netflix. There's always the like, oh, should I change my mind? Should I do something else? And it's the same with like food choices or what you could wear or anything like that. So there's so many decisions. Just the ones that don't matter, just whittle them down. And that's not to say, and I think this is the point. It's like everybody wants more choices. Everyone wants more opportunity. Everyone wants, like they want that, but not all the time. You know, like, so it's nice to have like a different meal. It's nice to like get dressed up. But the point is like now and again, you don't need variety at every meal. You don't need to wear a completely different outfit every fucking day. Like, but it's nice to do it now and again.
Yeah.
And then people will be like, oh my God, you're wearing jeans. And I'm like, yes. I made a big effort today.
That was the first thing I said.
You were like, no, you were like, why are you wearing jeans? And I was like, it's laundry day.
I like that one. That's a banger. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
I really enjoyed that one. My next one is working in sprints, in like blocks, because I can't focus for more than like 2 hours, maybe 3 at push. I need to do something in between that, and even if it's not a like big thing that I'm doing in between, I just need to break it up for a little bit. And it kind of it stems back. I used to do this at university as well when I was like studying for exams. Me and a group of friends, we would go to the library. We'd spend 2 hours studying, like proper drum and bass in, going for it, and then we'd do an hour of playing table tennis, and then 2 hours, and then an hour, and then 2 hours, and that was our day. And it worked so well, and like that's where I've kind of picked it up from, is doing that. Although I don't play table tennis anymore. Although we should do that.
Yeah, we could do that. I think on that point, like, change is as good as rest. So like we've just been working in a coffee shop, and then we're coming and doing this. Now we are actually going to go to the gym after this, but like you could go back to work after this because it's different.
Yeah.
Or you've got a call and then you're going back to doing laptop work. So I think sometimes and if you're an in-person PT, it could be like you do a work block and then you've got 2 clients and then you're doing another work block or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you have to have some kind of thing that's breaking it up. And I think about my days like that. I'm like, right, I'm going to go to the gym at this point because I'm not going to be able to just work for 5 hours straight. So I may as well have the gym in the middle rather than doing it after work. So yeah, I definitely like that. Like, it's not just about time management. It's more about self-management, right? And energy management and concentration management. And the first time I started time blocking, I got that completely wrong because I was like, oh, there's a 5 hour gap. I'll just do all my work in that. Like a 5 hour work block. And then you forget that that your concentration span is about 1.5 hours. So like what then, and that comes back to productivity. It's like that, the first half hour is never that productive for me, but like that hour after that is really productive. And then it slowly starts to kind of like teeter off. That's not to say I don't get more done. It's just like, it's not as productive. So would it have been better to have a break and then go back to it, or do something different and then go back to it? Yeah.
Right, hit me. I'm not being rude by writing on my phone. Ideas are coming to me.
I've sparked some creativity.
Yeah.
Okay. The right level of distraction. So I often find that if I just sit in my room on my own, there's not enough going on, and weirdly it's more distracting because there's nothing to do. Whereas sitting in a coffee shop, even when there's quite a lot going on, for some reason, and I also think there's like this strange social pressure, which actually isn't there because no one else, like we just sat in Black Sheep, right? Half the people are there socially, so there's no like, if I was just playing on my phone, no one would be like, can't believe that girl's in here and not working. They'd be like, that's totally normal. But I don't know, I'm like, there's kind of
something,
social
it's
pressure.
like everyone's keeping you accountable, kind of.
Yeah,
around
they
you.
don't know it.
But they don't.
But they are.
It's so weird. Like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. There's
but
like,
there
want
must be
some distraction, but not lots.
I'm going to go down a rabbit hole after this, but there must be something like psychological about that, because I've heard other people that experience that as well. But what is it by going to a coffee shop and like
by being around other people?
But why?
I don't know, but I know a few people that used to do this where they'd all get on Zoom and just like have their screens on and work. And I always thought, that's a bit fucking weird. But actually, I think it does work. Like, it works quite well to be like, okay, everyone might put in the chat, like, I'm working on X, it doesn't even really matter. And then you do like an hour, and then, but I guess it's just like people could see you if you stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Right. Actually, I'm going to get something.
Oh, it's the prop.
Right. Bear with me on this one.
All right, then.
Don't read my notes. Right, I've just got my water bottle. And I carry this everywhere. And this makes me so much more productive because, oh my God, I noticed this, as soon as I haven't drank enough and I'm dehydrated, my productivity plummets and I can't concentrate, I can't do anything, and like I'll go to the toilet and then I'll be able to tell that I'm very dehydrated, and I'm like, oh, that's why I'm not getting any work done. And it's a bit of a curveball one, but having a water bottle and just having that drink on tap whilst you're working is so important. Otherwise, I can forget, and I do often forget because I get sucked into work to drink. And yeah, I think I like that one.
Yeah, that's good. I think more broadly as well, it's like making sure you've taken care of yourself first. Like, I can't, if I've not moved a little bit before I sit down, I couldn't just get up and like just work. Like, I need to do a bit of movement or a bit of like fueling myself. So I think that it's like, if you're thirsty, if you're hungry, if you've not exercised, or you feel like there's something else that you need to be doing, even sometimes things I'm like, oh my God, if I've only done like 200 steps and it's like after lunch and I'm still trying to work, I'm like, no, I need to kind of like fill my cup a bit beforehand to then get into it.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I have a sales call right now. So I'm just going to leave you to crack on with if you have a last one there.
No, let's round it up there. That was quite a lot.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of value there.
Yeah. Well,
And very productive.
that was a productive podcast.
Yeah, short but sweet, but productive. Goodbye, friends.
Bye.
Right.